Hello ladies and gents, I'm the Beanie 101 and I'm bringing you another Shootout Sunday, and today we're going to be talking about the Carolina Hurricanes. So what do I think about Carolina? Well, there's plenty of question marks about their team, I suppose. I would class them as one of those teams that's really treading mediocrity. Um, they've got a few really good players. The Staal brothers are pretty tidy. Semin's pretty good. Uh, they've got a decent goaltender, but they just all really had fairly lackluster seasons this year just gone by. Particularly players that you would want to step up. They paid a lot of money for Alexander Semin, and did he really deliver on some of the play that he showed when he was in Washington, when he was in his pomp? Probably not. You've then got Toulouse, who had a great season in the lockouts, but this year kind of didn't really do so well. And there were also big things expected of Jordan Staal. Again, another player who had a pretty decent lockout season, but this year, with a full season under his belt as a Carolina Hurricane, he's kind of proved himself to be around about the same place that he was at when he was at Pittsburgh. He's a solid number two, number three center. He's going to put up 40, 50 odd points most years. But do you really expect more from him? Is he a bona fide number two centre who can really get a team going? Probably not. And so that means that a lot is left to players like Eric Staal to really keep the Carolina Hurricanes going on offense, and you're very reliant on Cam Ward on the back end to keep things tight and to make sure that you're still going to be winning games. Now, Eric Staal had a decent enough year. He was the Hurricanes' top scorer in the season just gone, but he's scored 30 goals once in the last 4 years. And I know that one of those years was the lockout half season, but even so, he's arguably on a bit of a downward trend. He's getting into his 30s now. Sure, he's got plenty of years ahead of him, but do you necessarily expect him to be putting in 30 goals a year? Jeff Skinner is another player that had an okay year, but you kind of expected more of every single one of those Carolina Hurricanes. You could argue that they've probably got the talent to get to the playoffs and maybe get to first, second rounds and not too much more, but they really do need to shake things up a little bit to actually get somewhere. Otherwise, I think they're just going to be treading mediocrity for the coming years. It's what we saw in Calgary, for example, for years and years and years until they decided to trade some of their assets and decided, listen, we really need to start again. On the prospect side, it depends who you look at in terms of who they've got in the pipeline. They've got a couple of really good forwards. Lindholm is a great prospect, and Victor Rask is another good centre that could be up and coming. Be interesting to see how they do in the coming years, and they do have a lot of defensive depth coming through. None of them really are going to be superstars. Ryan Murphy could be the exception to that rule, but you kind of even their prospects pool is relatively average with relatively little top end talent. So it'll be interesting to see what they do at the draft and whether they really do want to shake things up, because otherwise they're just going to stay treading mediocrity. So that's my assessment of the Carolina Hurricanes. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below if you agree with any of my assessment, and I'll see you again soon.